Shubh Diwali to everyone. Today is a wonderful day. It's Diwali morning in Trinidad and Tobago, and in the case of our friend Arvind Kamath from India, it's evening time. My name is Joy Dillon. I am the interim publications chair of the Girl Guides Association of Trinidad and Tobago, and I wish to extend a personal happy greeting, welcome to Mr. Kama, who has graciously agreed to join us and share insights into celebrations of Diwali in his country. So let me introduce his profile. After a successful career spanning 25 plus years in the corporate world, Arvind pursued his interests in the education space. In the year 2015, he founded Jana Shalom, an edtech startup focused on teaching Indian culture and languages, including Sanskrit, using live and interactive mode of learning. Arvind's passion to support education of the underserved students living in the rural areas got him associated with the social sector since 2018. In April 2022, he founded Sharada Educational Trust, an NGO focused on education-based initiatives. Arvind is a qualified CMA, cost and management accountant, with an MBA from the Cornell University. He lives in Bangalore, India, with his wife Anita and son Anish. Arvind loves traveling, networking with people, writing blogs on travel and Indian culture. So without further ado, I give you now Mr. Arvind Kamath.
Thank you, Joy, and namaste to all of you. Good morning. Good morning to all the girl guides from Trinidad and Tobago. I wish to thank Ms. Joy Dillon and Ms. Angela Nesbitt for organizing this seminar or a webinar on the joyous occasion of Diwali, and for inviting me as a host or guest speaker to talk about Diwali, the history, significance, and celebrations in India. Most Indians, we associate Trinidad and Tobago with cricket and star Trinidadian cricketers like Lara, Pollard, Puran, Bravo. So these are the names that we are so used to in India. They are our heroes as well. So here are a couple of points I would like to highlight before we start the session. Festivals in India are associated with events from mythology and celebrated to worship the Hindu gods and goddesses. Hence, you will come across frequent mentions of gods and goddesses during my session. Hindus follow the lunar calendar and not the solar calendar. Hence, the festival dates vary from year to year. What I mean is, if Diwali is celebrated today on 24th October, it could be November first week next year. There are 12 months in the Hindu calendar, as in the Gregorian calendar, and the first month starts from the month of April. It sometimes comes in the first week or second week of April, again, depending on the moon. So I'll be using the words Diwali and Deepavali interchangeably during this session, and both mean the same. But I would be slightly tempted to use the word Deepavali because that has the real meaning behind the festival. Diwali is just a short form of Deepavali. What I'll do now is I'll start with a short presentation. I'll be sharing my screen.
Everyone able to see Arvind's screen?
Yes.
Yes? Okay, great.
Nice and clear.
Okay. Should we wait for a couple of more minutes because I see more people joining, Joy?
No, that's fine. You go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So let me welcome you once again to this interactive online session on Deepavali, the Festival of Lights. So why I'm calling it interactive is you may either stop me anytime during my presentation, you may ask me questions, or you may even park your questions and maybe ask towards the end of the end of the presentation. So I'll just start with the so these are the topics that I'll be covering today, or this is the the agenda that we have today. So I'll explain the meaning and history of Deepavali, the significance and celebration, how it is celebrated in India. A short video on Deepavali. Here you'll also see how Deepavali is celebrated across the world. There'll be an interesting quiz. I'm sure you'll like this quiz. That will be in the end. And then we have the Q&A, the questions and answer session from, if you have any questions, you can please ask me. at the end of the session. Or as I mentioned, even during the session, if you have any doubts, I'm going too fast, or you're not able to catch up or not able to understand what I'm saying, please stop me anytime and ask me the relevant questions to me, and I'll be able to answer you. Firstly, let me explain what is Deepavali, how the name Deepavali came about. So we typically use Diwali, but yeah, the real word for this festival is Deepavali. So it has a meaning behind it. In Sanskrit, Deepa means lamp, and Avali means row, Deepa Avali. So what I'll do is, if you can see me now, if you do you see me with a lamp here? So this is the lamp that I'm holding in my hand. Do you see the lamp?
No.
Yes, we
Joy,
can see.
you can see the lamp, right? So this is the lamp that we normally light at the doorstep or even inside the house. So just wanted to show you, and I'm sure even Trinidadians do that today. I'm sure about it. So you see the two images here, the girls lighting lamps, and you also see a small part of rangoli here, rangoli which is done with actually the rice flour is what we use, and a little bit of colors added to that. So you see the beautiful rangolis, the girl sitting here on the left, also lighting diyas, and Deepavali, the row of lamps is what it means. So Deepa, as I said, is lamp. Avali means row. Deepavali means a row of lamps. So this is the meaning of Deepavali, the festival. Now, what is the history of Deepavali? Now, you should know why are we celebrating Deepavali? So there is a history behind it. So Lord Rama, what I understand from Dylan, from Roy, is that you also have Ram Leela, which was celebrated recently for 9 days. That is Navaratri, we call in India. So he is the 7th avatar of Lord Krishna. Avatar is incarnation of Lord Vishnu. And he was sent to exile or the forest for 14 years. And he was accompanied by his wife Sita and his brother Lakshmana. So there Lord Rama kills the 10-headed Ravana who had abducted Sita, and that was on Dasara or Vijayadashmi day, the 10th day actually, the 9 days of Navaratri, and the 10th day is when he killed the 10-headed Ravana. And on this day, we celebrate Vijayadashmi, which is triumph of good over evil. The meaning of Vijayadashmi is victory, triumph of good over evil. So Lord Rama, Sita, and Lakshmana, the three of them, they returned to Ayodhya. So Ayodhya is the place of his birth and also the kingdom of Ayodhya, which he ruled. So 20 days after Dasara, he comes back 20 days after Dasara. He was welcomed by the people, his own citizens, his own people, who lit thousands of diyas or oil lamps on the moonless night. So it was a moonless night actually. There was no moon. It's a new moon night. And this day is celebrated as Deepavali or Diwali, which is also called the Festival of Lights. So this is the history behind Deepavali, celebration of Deepavali. And Deepavali is celebrated over 5 days, and each day has got its own significance. And Deepavali is also celebrated in various forms. So you will see, it's very interesting. There are a lot of stories behind each of the day, but I'll just give you a summary. I'll not go into the depth of each day. The first day is Dhanteras, which was yesterday. So today is the second day actually. Yesterday was the first day. It's a very, very auspicious day to worship the goddess of wealth, Lakshmi. So Lakshmi is the goddess of wealth, and Kubera is the god of wealth. So on this day, people worship both these rich gods and goddesses. And it falls on the 13th day of Kartik. Kartik is a Hindu month, which is the 8th month in the Hindu calendar. So as I mentioned, we have a different calendar, the 12-month calendar, which starts in April. So Kartik falls in the month of October. So on the 13th day of Kartik, which is the 8th month, we celebrate Dhanteras. And this day also marks the beginning of the Deepavali festival, which was yesterday. It's a very auspicious day to purchase gold, silver. So you'll see a lot of crowd hanging around shops selling gold, especially gold. Women looking for purchasing gold, troubling or maybe asking the husbands, or maybe even looking for avenues to buy gold on this day. It is believed that purchase of dhan or wealth in the form of precious metal like gold or silver is a sign of prosperity for the Hindus. So any questions so far? Anyone? Before I move to the next slide. And Teras means 13th. So each word or each name used in the festival, like Dhanteras, has got a meaning. Dhan means wealth, and Teras means 13th. So that is the 13th day of Kartik, which was yesterday. So I'll move to the next one. So today's day, actually, today is, today is Naraka Chaturdashi, which is celebrated on the second day of Deepavali, that is today, Monday 24th, which is also called Choti Diwali. Choti means in Hindi, small Diwali. So on Naraka Chaturdashi, Lord Krishna, so he was the 8th incarnation of Lord Vishnu, 8th avatar, and his wife Satyabhama, they killed the evil demon Narakasura on this day. The people celebrate good over evil on this day. Just before the break of dawn, people take oil bath and then wear new clothes. People celebrate the festival by decorating the house with flowers and rangoli, lighting oil lamps. The distribution of sweets happens, and then meeting friends, relatives, bursting of crackers. You may hear some sound behind me. A lot of people bursting crackers today. And as the evening goes by, now it's about 10 to 7 in the evening here. But as the day goes by, up to 10, 11 p.m., people burst crackers in India. So this is the day which is celebrated as Naraka Chaturdashi. Lakshmi Puja, actually, I should have come tomorrow, but tomorrow being the solar eclipse. So Lakshmi Puja is celebrated today instead of tomorrow. On this day, Goddess Lakshmi and Lord Ganesha, the elephant-headed god, are both worshipped on this day to seek blessings of prosperity and riches. And this day falls on Amavasya, or the moonless night. So it's the new moon night, and this is the day when Lord Rama entered Ayodhya. This is a day of, and this is the actual day of Deepavali. Today, that is supposed to be tomorrow, but today is the actual day of Deepavali. And this is a day of celebration and joy. People wear new clothes, enjoy sweets, bursting crackers, meeting their friends, relatives. So this is a very joyous occasion today. The following day, which is the day 4, which comes on Wednesday. So tomorrow we are not celebrating anything because of the solar eclipse. So the next celebration will be on Wednesday, the 4th day of Deepavali, which is celebrated as Govardhan Puja and Bali Padayami. And this is the first day after the new moon. So the significance of this day, Lord Krishna saved his people from Indra by lifting Mount Govardhana with his little finger. This act protected the people from heavy rains and destruction. I believe there are some names, Govardhan in Trinidad and Tobago. I was just looking up, I think the name of your Prime Minister, the President, was Govardhan, if I'm not mistaken. So he derives his name from the Mount Govardhan, which was lifted by Lord Krishna on this day. And the other story is Bali Pratipada or Bali Padyami, which is also celebrated today. So Vamana is the 5th avatar or incarnation of Lord Vishnu. So Lord Vishnu had 10 avatars or incarnation. The 5th is Vamana. 7th, as I mentioned, is Lord Rama. And 8th is Lord Krishna. So the 5th avatar, 2 avatars before Rama. So he triumphed against the ruler of the netherworld called Bali. And on this day, Bali visits Earth from the netherworld. So after losing to Vamana, he asked for a boon. He requested Vamana that he should be allowed to come to Earth from the netherworld every year. And this is the day when he comes and visits the Earth. So which is celebrated as Bali Pratipada or Bali Padyami, which is the 4th day.
Excuse
the 5th
me,
day. Yeah, sorry.
The Bali, those words that you just called, Prapada and Padyami, is that just meant, does that mean just netherworld and world? Is that it?
Pratipada and Padyami are the days, actually, days of the month.
Okay.
Bali is name of the demon, King Bali. Pratipada or Padiyami, that relates to the day, that is the one day after the new moon is called Padiyami or Pratipada in Sanskrit.
Thank you. Okay.
Yeah, I would be happy if you ask such questions to me during my, because otherwise we'll have a lot of doubts in the end. So please ask me questions during my presentation. The fifth day, which is supposed to be the final day, is celebrated as Bhai Dooj. So you must have heard about Raksha Bandhan, which happens in which takes place in August. So that is different. So there, the sisters tie Rakhi to their brothers, but this is a little different. On this day, the brother visits his sister, and then they exchange gifts. So he seeks blessings if she is elder to him, or he promises protection to his sister. So this happens on Bhai Dooj, and it's a special bonding that is shared by both brothers and sisters. So this comes second day after the new moon, which is on Thursday. And this is again a day of celebration, excitement. Brothers come and meet their sisters, offer them gifts. So Tulsi Vivaha, although it is not part of the fifth day, I just wanted to include this because this actually concludes the period of Deepavali, which goes right up to the full moon day. So this this will take place on Saturday, 5th of November in India. So Tulsi, it's a very interesting story about Tulsi, which I can share later. So it's a marriage of the holy basil plant, which is called Tulsi. It's a ceremonial wedding of Tulsi is just an incarnation of goddess Lakshmi. Lakshmi is the consort or the wife of Vishnu. So on this day, it's a marriage of Tulsi in the form of goddess Lakshmi with Lord Vishnu. You can see on the left side how the Tulsi plant is decorated. It's done so beautifully by each house having the Tulsi plant. The wedding also signifies the end of monsoon. Of course, monsoon has almost ended now, but that signifies the complete end of monsoon and the beginning of the wedding season in Hinduism. So the weddings normally take place just after the Tulsi Viva festival happens.
Another question.
Yeah.
You said the monsoon has ended, but with how climate change is going on, does it affect those celebrations when you have them listed like that?
Actually, this year, 2022, we have had bountiful of rainfall, actually, the highest rainfall ever recorded in the history of not just Bangalore, but the entire country. So actually, the monsoon has ended in India, technically. But yeah, but why it's mentioned here is there are some parts of India which gets monsoon on the eastern side, like state of Tamil Nadu and the state of Orissa. So they get monsoon from the other side, the northeastern side, not the southwest monsoon that we get. So that so the end of, or rather, the Tulsi Viva, the day, signifies that there is an end of monsoon in India itself. So we receive monsoon from both the sides.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not sure if I've answered your question.
Yes, I just wanted to know how it affected if climate change changed the practice, because if you say it ended, the celebration is to end monsoon, but it might be happening in other parts of the country still. That's what I want.
Yeah, because India is a huge country. So, some parts of India we get, or rather 80% of India gets monsoon from the southwest monsoon. The other part, the smaller part, 10 to 20% on the eastern side, they get monsoon in the month of September onwards. September, October, goes up to November sometimes. So this signifies that there is an end of monsoon. But need not be. But today, due to climate change in Bangalore, especially, we have seen it rains almost any time. It may rain in December or sometime even in January. So there is no such a calendar for rainfall now in India for the last few years.
Got it. Thank you.
So this slide, I'll just sum up Diwali. How is Diwali celebrated? Is a celebration of what? So the first one is you can see the girl here. So you have an oil bath early in the morning. That is today, the second day before sunrise. So at the break of dawn, people get up early. They have an oil applied to their body, which is called Abhyanga Snan. Again, a Sanskrit word. And then they take bath on this day and then wear new clothes, light lamps early in the morning. And then, of course, you see the lighting of the lamps here. The girl here, you see there's a row of lamps that she is lighting. Rangoli. So this is something that we put near the doorstep or as you enter the courtyard. If you have a big house in India, normally in the courtyard, rangolis are made or decorated. It is made of rice flour. And then we meet friends, relatives. A lot of gifts are exchanged between families, friends, wearing of new clothes. And then I've not shown the real crackers here. I've shown the mild version, which we call fuljadi in India. Just a sparkler you can see here, the family. Because even I have stopped bursting crackers for the last, I think, almost 10 years now due to the environmental concerns. Also due to birds, animals getting affected by the noise of the cracker, and also due to the air pollution. So consciously I've decided since the last 10 years not to burst crackers. So this is something that we do normally using sparklers. And then the most important part, the sweets, which I like very much. So you have, I've not mentioned gulab jamun or rasgulla here in the image, but yeah, you see a lot of things lying here, the pedas and the burfis and the laddus. So you can see all of them here. Now, I'll take a short break, and if you have any questions before I show you the video on how Diwali is celebrated, and what is the significance, how it is celebrated across the world. If you have any questions, you may ask me now.
I just want to say, Arvind, that a lot of the sweets that you have shown, we have them here in Trinidad and Tobago. So it's almost like we're looking at a celebration in Trinidad all over again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll show the video now.
Yes, we're hearing you.
Okay. Yeah, I'll start it.
Around the world, people are lighting up the sky with fireworks and dressing up their homes with colorful decor and candles. It's Diwali, the festival of lights. The word Diwali was inspired from a Sanskrit word called Deepavali, which means rows of lit lamps. And that's why Diwali is known as the festival of lights. The 5-day festival is celebrated every fall by Hindus, Sikhs, Jains, and some Buddhists. Hindus celebrate Diwali to rejoice Lord Ram's return home after being exiled for 14 years and defeating a king known as Ravan. Jains celebrate the festival to mark the spiritual awakening of their lord, Mahavira. Sikhs celebrate Diwali to commemorate their spiritual leader Guru Har Gobind's return to Amritsar, a city in northern India, after being imprisoned. And some Buddhists celebrate the festival to honor their emperor Ashoka's decision to follow a path of peace and converting to Buddhism, after witnessing a lot of killings. Although these 4 religions have different reasons for celebrating Diwali, what they all have in common is the concept of new beginnings, light over darkness, and good over evil. Diwali is celebrated with prayers, fireworks, candles lit inside of clay pots, rangolis, which are colored patterns drawn on the ground with colored rice or powder, and it's also a good reason to invite friends and family over for a big meal.
So hope you enjoyed the video. Joy, I think you're on mute.
No, I was just clapping.
Clapping. Yeah.
Yes.
So I had to add Trinidad and Tobago, if you have seen the bottom, because I was not aware about the celebration in your country. And when we exchanged our emails a couple of days ago, you mentioned that today is a national holiday in your country, and you also celebrate Deepavali, which is really amazing. You know, a country, as I mentioned, a country which is located 15,000 kilometers from India. If you measure, if you see the Google map, from India to from Bangalore to Port of Spain is about 15,000 kilometers, and yet people celebrate this festival. People are still connected to their roots. You mentioned in the 18th century or early 19th century, people came to Trinidad from India, brought by the British, and they've settled down. Very much like Mauritius. I've been to Mauritius exactly 12 years ago on the occasion of Deepavali, and I saw how people celebrate there. So most of, I think 60% of them are Hindus in Mauritius, and they celebrate Deepavali perhaps much more than what we celebrate in India, if you ask me. Bali is another country I visited 4 years ago before the pandemic. Again, Bali has got about Bali in Indonesia. I mean, Bali is a country in Indonesia, so it's a Hindu kingdom. About 80% of population is Hindu, and again, there people celebrate Diwali. Fiji. So I'll add Trinidad and Tobago to that list. I think Suriname and Guyana are the other two countries that celebrate Deepavali as well. So it's really good to know that it's not just India, but most of the countries around the world celebrate Deepavali today. So I'll go back to my presentation again, and this is the most interesting part, the quiz. These are very simple questions, not to worry, and unfortunately, I would not be able to give any prizes. But yeah, if you come to India, I'll be happy to host you, and maybe we can have a good sweets or whatever you like in India. I can do that, or maybe Joy, if you can. I don't know how you want to maybe reward them. So I'll start with the quiz, and I request either you unmute. I think that will be great, and I want participation from all of you. And let the answer be wrong, no problems. You make a mistake, but the questions are very simple, and it goes by the who wants to be a millionaire format. We call in India "Kaun banega crorepati" in India. So you have one question and you have 4 options. So it's very simple. The answer is very much there. All that you have to remember is what I've said in the last 15-20 minutes or in the video. So the questions are coming from my presentation or the video. Nothing is coming out of syllabus, so don't worry about it. I'll just start the quiz. So everyone ready for the quiz on Deepavali? So I'm your quiz master today. So let's start with the first question. What is the meaning of Deepavali in Sanskrit? How is the name Deepavali derived? What is the origin of the word Deepavali? So I've got 4 options for you. Option 1, there's option A, box of sweets. Somebody is already raising the hand, so please wait for my 4 options. I know the questions are very easy, but just wait for the 4 options. Box of sweets. Option B is row of crackers. Option C is row of lamps. And option D is range of colors. You may please, okay, somebody is raising hand. You may please unmute and maybe answer. It'll be easier for me to understand.
Option C, row of lamps.
Excellent. Is it Nicole?
Yes, it is.
Excellent. That's the right answer. The row of lamps. The second question, Deepavali is called the festival. I'm sorry, there's a small spelling mistake here. Deepavali is called the festival of, there's a fill in the blank. A, lights. B, option B, colors. Option C, stars. Or option D, dance. Lights, colors, stars, and dance. So could anyone unmute yourself and answer the question? It's a very simple question.
Lights.
Excellent. Is it
A.
Natalie again? Natalie.
Yes, it is. Natalie.
Yeah,
A.
Natalie. Yeah, excellent. Right answer. The third question. Deepavali is celebrated to welcome the return of, fill in the blank again, from exile. Option A, Bali. Bali is not the country. I'm talking about Bali, the demon, was killed by, defeated by Vamana. Lord Krishna. Option B is Lord Krishna. Option C is Lakshmi, who is the goddess of wealth. And option D is Lord Rama.
Rama.
Anyone else wants to try? Can unmute and answer this question?
Lord Krishna.
No,
Abhayas?
it's D, Lord Rama.
Yeah. Is it Catherine who answered that?
Let's
Yes,
read what you.
option D, Lord
Catherine,
Rama.
yeah. Catherine Reed, yeah. Excellent. Yeah, this is the right answer. Lord Rama, return of Lord Rama from exile, not Krishna. So option D is the right answer. The next question. Which Hindu festival is celebrated 20 days before Deepavali? Please note this question again. Which Hindu festival is celebrated 20 days before Deepavali? Option A is Holi. Holi is another festival that is celebrated quite actively in India. B is Dasara or Vijayadashmi. C, Ganesha festival. And D, the Lakshmi festival. So A, Holi, B, Dasara, C, Ganesha festival, and D, Lakshmi festival. Anyone knows the answer? Please unmute and answer, please. The answer could be wrong, so don't hesitate to answer the question.
Somebody is raising their hand.
Yeah, you can unmute and maybe answer. Ariel, did I see Ariel or?
Ariel, sorry.
Ariel,
Go ahead.
yeah. Please make a mistake and answer. There's no penalty for giving a wrong answer.
I'm seeing some responses in the chat, Arvind.
Oh yeah, I've not seen the chat because because I'm running my full screen. So Sophia has said Lakshmi. Somebody said
B?
said. Who is that? Who said B?
Angela.
Angela, yeah, you're right. It's Dasara or Vijayadashmi. I started with the history of Deepavali, where I mentioned that Dasara is the day when Lord Rama killed Ravana, the ten-headed demon, or the king of Lanka, who had abducted his wife Sita. So that was the day we celebrate as Dasara, and I think you also celebrate the 9 days of festival in your country as Rama Leela. So that is the day when on the 10th day is when we celebrate Dasara. Dasara means 10 actually, 10 Dasahara. So 10-headed 10. So that is the meaning of Dasara. So option B is right.
We call Holi Pagua in Trinidad and Tobago.
So I'll just explain. Yeah. So Holi is celebrated just before the summer starts in India, which is normally comes in the month of March or sometimes in April. So it all depends on the calendar. So typically it comes in the month of March when it's the end of winter in India and the start of summer, when people play with water, color. It's a big festival in India, especially in the northern part of India, and I'm sure maybe Trinidad, in Trinidad as well, you celebrate Holi. Dasara, as I mentioned, is what you celebrate as Navaratri or Ramalila, is when you have those 9 days of festivities. That happens normally in October. Ganesha festival comes in end of August or the first week of September. This year it was at the end of August. So Ganesha is the elephant-headed god. We have a 10-day celebration of Ganesha, and on the 10th day, we immerse his idol in the lake or the sea. Lakshmi festival is actually today, no? And of course, people do worship Lakshmi every Friday because most of the traders, businessmen, they love goddess Lakshmi for the wealth she brings in. So nobody wants to antagonize Lakshmi. She is the most favorite god or goddess among Hindus because she brings more money and prosperity. There's one more goddess called Saraswati. She's the goddess of learning and knowledge. So Saraswati Puja also happens during the 9 days of Navaratri or 9 days of the Dasara festivities. So we just celebrated Saraswati Puja in October first week. So this is just a summary of the four festivals mentioned here. I'll move to the next question now. Deepavali is celebrated with, okay, fill in the blanks. I'll give you the options now. Sweets, lights, crackers. You have heard crackers, I believe, just behind me. There's loud noise of crackers outside my house. Colors is option B. Songs, option C, and D, dance. Sweets, lights, crackers, colors, songs, and dance. So which is the right option? Which is the right answer?
A. Biya Hazana. A.
Yeah, A is the right answer. Who is that? Sorry, I could not catch your name. Yeah, Abhiya. Yeah, right. You're right. Sweets, lights, and crackers, and perhaps much more. No, but I've just mentioned the three. So these are the three key elements in the celebration of this festival, Deepavali. Let me move to the next question now. The first day of Deepavali is called what? A. Lakshmi Puja. Option A is Lakshmi Puja. Bali Padayami, Danteras, Bhai Dooj. So I'll just repeat: Lakshmi Puja, Bali Padayami, Danteras, and Bhai Dooj. So please jog your memory, the earlier slides, if you remember the answer. So which is the right answer here? Which is the right option? Can anyone? Yeah, Abhaya again. Please try.
Is it B?
Is it? Sorry?
B?
B, Bali? No, sorry. That's the wrong answer.
Is it A?
Is it C?
Who said
C.
C? Who said C?
Natalie.
Natalie, yeah, you're right. So the right answer is C, which is Danteras, which was celebrated yesterday. As I mentioned, Dan and Teras, Dan is wealth, Teras is the 13th day of the month. And people generally flock to shops where they sell gold, silver. This is the festival, or this is the day women love the most, because in India, the highest consumption of gold happens in India. You attend any marriage or any event or any ceremony, you'll find women wearing gold, which is almost equivalent to their weight sometimes. So gold is loved by people here in India. Which plant is decorated for marriage with Lord Vishnu? Which plant is decorated for marriage with Lord Vishnu? Here are the four options: rose, aloe vera, banana, tulsi. Rose, aloe vera, banana, tulsi. Tulsi is the holy basil plant. So, can anyone answer this question? Sorry, who is that?
Naya?
Yeah, what's the answer?
D?
Sorry?
D.
Is it B or D? Because I could not hear you clearly. B, D,
D.
which one? Aloe vera? Tulsi?
Yes.
Yes. Tulsi is the right answer. You're right. So this day is also called, as I mentioned, Tulsi Viva. There's the wedding of Tulsi with Tulsi is just a form of goddess Lakshmi, who is wife of Lord Vishnu. So this is the day when we celebrate on 5th of November. That is on Saturday. It's also a grand event. People burst crackers, rangoli front of their house. lighting. So it is actually the official end date of Deepavali. Though we celebrate for 5 days, the Tulsi Viva is the official end day of Deepavali. I think this is the last question here. Bhai Dooj is celebrated between sisters and brothers, grandparents, or brothers. I'll repeat: sisters and brothers, grandparents, or brothers. Bhai Dooj is celebrated between. Yeah.
Is it B?
Who is that? Sophia?
Yes.
Yeah, Sophia, B is the right answer. Fantastic. Sisters and brothers. So the brothers visit the sister's house and exchange gifts, seeks blessings, or offers protection to the sister. So that's the day when, so that happens the day after tomorrow on Wednesday. That is called Bhai Dooj. Lord Krishna saves his people by lifting mount. Which mount? With his little finger. The name of the mount. The name of the mountain. Option A, Govardhan. Option B, Meru. Option C, Everest. Or option D, Ganges. So option A, Govardhan, Meru, Everest, Ganges.
A.
Natalie again, yeah, A is the right answer. Govardhan. We celebrate as Govardhan Puja on this day. Joy, am I right that there's a politician named Govardhan in your country who was holding a very senior position? Am I right?
Govardhan, no, I'm not certain. We had a former Prime Minister, Mrs. Prasad Bisasa, and we also had Mr. Pandey, Mr. Basdeo Pandey.
Okay. Then maybe it's some other country. Is spelled as Gobardhan, G-O-B something. So I thought.
But that is a common surname, and not common, but it is a surname in Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah. Because a lot of people from the UP, the Uttar Pradesh state and Bihar state, I think most of the people from Uttar Pradesh and Bihar migrated to Trinidad 150, 200 years ago from India. So most of them have this name Govardhan, and for them, people in the north of India, this is a very popular festival. Govardhan Puja is what they call. Not much in south of India where I live. Bangalore comes in south of India. So here we don't celebrate Govardhan Puja as much as in north of India. Who is worshipped on the most important day of Deepavali? This is a very, very simple question, and I am sure all of you will have the answer. Option A, Vishnu. Option B, Kubera. Option C, Lakshmi. And option D, Krishna. So I'll repeat: Vishnu, Kubera, Lakshmi, Krishna. These are all the gods, goddesses here. There's one goddess here. Who is that who answered this? Sophia again. Yeah, I think you should get the prize for answering most of the questions. So Lakshmi is the right answer. You're right. It's goddess Lakshmi, the goddess of wealth. Yeah, so with that, we are at the end of the quiz. There were 10 questions in all. I think Sophia, you answered most of the questions. Natalie, you also answered some of them. So the only prize I can offer is whenever you visit India, whenever you visit Bangalore, I'll be your host. Okay, before we go to the questions, I wanted to show one more slide. There was a record that was broken yesterday at Ayodhya. Ayodhya is the birthplace of Lord Rama. This Guinness Book of World Record was broken yesterday by lighting over 1.5 million diyas yesterday. And the record was previously held by Ayodhya itself. That was last year. Just because of pandemic, we could not hold the festivities in what it used to happen before. Yet there was a record. I think it was 1 million something. But this year, that was yesterday, 1.5 million diyas were lit at Ayodhya, the birthplace of Lord Rama. And that is a Guinness Book of World Record. That has been entered in the Guinness Book of World Record. Okay. And there's a Facebook page that I manage called Jnanashala. I think, Joy, I should really appreciate that you pronounced it rightly. Most Indians, they're not able to pronounce because of the J that comes. They say Jnana, but you pronounce it rightly by saying Jnana Shala. It's a Facebook page that I manage, which has a lot of information about our Indian culture, the Hindu culture, the festivals, a lot of things, Sanskrit, some of the interesting, we call it Subhashitas. These are nothing but thought of the day or proverbs that we have. So a lot of things are shared. You may go there, you may like the page and look up at the articles. And again, Shubh Deepavali from me and my family. You can see myself sitting there, my son and my wife. So all three of us, we wish you Shubh Deepavali. Shubh is happy. Shubh, we normally use the word Shubh. Deepavali, this is a festival of light. So any questions from your side, I'll be more than happy to answer them, and I'll stop sharing the screen now. And Joy, if you want, I can share the PDF version of this file and also share the video which I've uploaded on YouTube on the Nyanshala channel. I'll be more than happy to share with you after this
Yes,
session.
thank you very much.
Because I
We
believe
would
because of the
appreciate that.
holiday, some of the girls could not attend the session, I believe, or they're enjoying sweets or maybe festivities. So you can share with those girls who are not able to participate today, so that they don't miss out. And you, of course, you have the recording, which I also request you to share with me as well, so that I can share it with my friends, my wife, my family, and tell them that how the Trinidadians celebrate Deepavali, which is actually something of a surprise to all of us. But yeah, we are really happy that it's your country that is keeping the tradition alive even today.
Well,
Thank you so
thank you
much.
very
Yeah.
much,
Yeah,
Arvind.
so I'll keep the, let's keep it for 5 to 10 minutes. I think you can ask me any question on Deepavali, or it could be any festival or anything related to India or any celebration in India. You can ask me any question that you have. I'll be more than happy to answer. If I don't have the answer, I can maybe, send it to you later through Joy. She will be able to take those answers from me and relay it back to you. So Abhaya says she loved the session on the chat.
Just a thought, Joy. This year, the Diwali Nagar was returned after COVID, and it was huge. I don't know if you can probably get some film and share with him how that went, because the newspaper was really full of it. And this morning, the highlights are still, this enthusiasm in Central, Maybe you could, if you could put your hand on it and share with him, that would be good.
Will do. Thank you, Ms. Reed. What I wanted to find out, Arvind,
Yeah.
you said you live in Bangalore. So
Yeah.
is it that different states in India celebrate Diwali in different ways, or it's the same throughout the country?
Yeah, that's a very, very good question. Very interesting question. In fact, India is such a huge country, diverse country. We always joke that when you move from one state to the other, it's like moving from one country to the other. There's a total change in culture, the way people, of course, today we wear Western clothes, but if it was earlier days, even the clothes will change, the language changes, the food habits, they change, the culture, the way they celebrate Deepavali or Diwali changes. So it's such a huge country, may not be as big as US, but yeah, we are still a huge country with about 24 states. I believe. I'm again a little bad on my general knowledge. I think it's 24 states. So right from Kashmir at the north to Tamil Nadu, Kerala at the south, and from here we have Gujarat in the east to northeastern states, right up to Arunachal Pradesh. It's a huge country with a huge population. We say 140 crores, so it's about 1.4 billion people live in India. Of that, about 80% are Hindus. And you move from one state to the other, it widely differs. Like if you ask me about Govardhan Puja, not many celebrate in Bangalore unless they have come from the northern states and settled down, because because Bangalore is now the IT capital of India. You have people from all over the world settling down in this city. So you have North Indians staying here. And when it comes to the festival of Dasara, the way it is celebrated in West Bengal. They have their own Durga Puja. That's a very unique festival. They have 9 days. And then you go to Gujarat, where you have the Dandiya dance. You should watch those videos of Dandiya dance. The Garba and Dandiya, the girls and boys, they dance all through the night. So that is celebrated in Gujarat. In states like Karnataka, where I belong to, Bangalore is the capital of a state called Karnataka, which is one of the, I think, fourth or fifth largest state in India. And there are some other southern states where we celebrate Dasara slightly differently. We celebrate the 10th day more than the 9th day here. And we also have Saraswati Puja as well. So you move from state to state, language, culture, food, dress, the habits, the way people behave, the way people speak, even the dialects also change. Even though in North, we may think that they speak Hindi, but if you move from one region to other, even in the northern states, the dialect changes completely. If you go to Mumbai, the Hindi spoken in Mumbai is quite different than the Hindi spoken in Delhi. The Hindi spoken in Banaras or Varanasi in UP is quite different. The Hindi spoken in Madhya Pradesh is also a little different. So it's a very unique country. It's like moving in Europe, moving from one country to the other. But the only thing is we don't have countries, but we have states in India. Very interesting.
Thank you so much. We have a question from Ms. Jewel Hills in the chat. What is the name of the Facebook page you manage and LinkedIn handle, please?
Yeah, what I can do is I can quickly type out here while we speak. So if there's any... It is Jnanashala, but I didn't get the name Jnanashala, so I had to add Sanskrit to that. So I've typed it here. You can see it here. Facebook.com Sanskrit Jnanashala. So that is the Facebook page. You may want to like it so that you get updates on the various festivals or the culture, about Indian culture, or even about Sanskrit. In fact, Sanskrit is not spoken widely in India, though it's the mother of all languages in India. The language that I speak is, and again, one more thing I mentioned is the languages. We have hundreds of languages in India, different dialects and languages, but the main language from where we have all derived is called Sanskrit, which is a very ancient language. But unfortunately, very few people speak Sanskrit, other than those who conduct the events, the pujas, or what we call the upper caste community. So there are 4 castes in Hinduism as well. The upper caste, which performs the pujas and enter the temple's premises. So these are the ones who speak Sanskrit, most of them, or they use Sanskrit. But otherwise, the overall population, they speak their own languages, the state language or the dialects. Sanskrit is hardly spoken. So this is a language which the government and even people are trying to popularize in India.
Okay, one more question, please.
Yeah.
Do children have any specific role to play in Diwali, or is it a family festival?
It's so Diwali, actually it's a family festival. The word puja, right? I don't know if there is any English word for that. It's called veneration or something, like we go and celebrate in front of God. So that's called puja. But in Diwali, more than the pujas that we have, it's more about having fun and celebration. You'll not believe that people gamble today. Whole night they gamble. It's called the game of Teen Patti or the cards. I don't know what it's called in English. But yeah, they play cards all night and they gamble tonight. So it's a day of having fun, joy, more than anything else. Not like the Ganesha festival, where it's more like being in front of God, praying and abstaining from from even having non-vegetarian food. But yeah, Diwali is not celebrated. It's more like fun, laughter, eating sweets, enjoying. This is the festival. So it's not like there are any roles or something, but yeah, except Lakshmi Puja, which is today evening in India, from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. India. It's already, I think now it's 7:40 p.m. in India. So most of them might have finished the Lakshmi Puja today. So this is the day when Lakshmi is, worshipped. So other than that, there are not much of pujas happening in temples for this festival compared to, say, the Ganesha festival or even Navaratri festival. People do pray before gods, but not so much for this festival.
Thank you. And if we may, what does your home look like during Diwali? Can you share a bit of what the decoration is like, if that's okay?
Yeah. Yeah, if I had known before, I would have taken the snaps because I'm sitting inside now. Yeah, so as I think some of you missed it, So this is what we light, the diyas. I was showing at the start. Maybe some of you missed who joined in late. So these are the diyas that we keep before our doorstep. Or if you live in big houses, they have a courtyard. They decorate with rangolis. We also decorated rangolis here outside. So rangoli, and then we keep diyas, and then the young kids or even adults, they burst crackers. We distribute sweets between our neighbors, friends today. And also there are Diwali lights as well, which is in the other room, not here. So we have Diwali lights kept here. Any other question from anyone?
Any questions coming? No questions? Everyone enjoy
this
the
is actually the end
Natalie
of festivals now. Diwali is one of the last festivals, so we don't have any festival now until December. December we don't have any festivals. November again we don't have. January no. February no. The next festival is Holi, which comes in March, and then comes the New Year Day, the Hindu New Year, which happens in or which takes place in April, first or second week. So there's no festivals after Diwali. So all the festivals have ended now with this. And this year, after COVID, 2 years people were locked up. There wasn't any, public gathering, or people had to control themselves. So last 2 years we could not celebrate Diwali as much. So this year, there is something called revenge celebration that is happening. So whatever has not happened in the 2 years, people are now enjoying. People are celebrating, buying more gold on the Diwali. So you're not able. I'm seeing a chat message here. You're not able to see the link.
No, I sent an incorrect link, I think.
Yeah. So I've just clicked. Yeah, it works. Yeah, it works.
I see Natalie has a hand up. You have a question, Natalie?
Yes, please. I'd like to find out concerning the fasting. Is fasting done today, or you have to finish it out for the 5 days?
Okay, sorry, Natalie. Could you ask me that question again? My volume was slightly on.
Concerning the fasting, is fasting finished today, or you have to finish out for the whole 5 days of the celebration?
Okay. So let me rephrase what you said. So you are asking me whether we are finished with the celebration, or do we have more? Is that what you asked me? I'm sorry.
No, concerning fasting.
Fasting?
Yeah.
No, there's no fasting on Deepavali, on Diwali. As I said, it is not a festival where we generally, worship a lot of gods. So this is the day when we enjoy. So more than fasting, it is the day of feasting, I would say. It's the opposite. We eat a lot of sweets. So a lot of goodies. The meals are also more elaborate, more extensive. They call the friends and relatives home. Or they go to their friends and relatives' place. So it's a day of feasting, rather. It's more like celebrating Christmas. It's more like more like Christmas, I would say. Not there's no fasting involved, but yeah, the fasting happens during Navaratri, which happened in October, and you celebrated as Ram Leela, is what I understand. So fasting happens during that festival, because that is more about gods and the pujas that keep happening, not for Deepavali. Deepavali is not at all about fasting. It's the opposite. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks. You ask me any. I'd be happy to take any questions, because very interesting questions coming from your side. So generally, Joy, which language is spoken in Trinidad and Tobago other than English? Is the English the only spoken language in your country?
Well, English is the official language, but we also speak Patois, which is, it has strains of French in it, but it's a language on its own. We also speak Bhojpuri in some of the rural communities. Hindi is spoken, of course, because we have a large Hindu population. Arabic is also spoken because we have a significant Muslim population. So we have those languages, but because we are a former British colony, English is the main language of business, education.
Which
You
is the
forgot
second language you mentioned, Spanish?
Spanish is our unofficial second language because we are close
Okay.
to South America, but it's not an official language. So Spanish, Patois, which has some strains of French in it, Bhojpuri is spoken, Hindi is spoken, Arabic is spoken. But English is the main language because we are a former British colony, just like India.
Yeah. So it's the same here in India as well. For us, English is, though we say Hindi is spoken widely, about 40% of the population speaks Hindi in India. Even I speak Hindi as well because I lived in Mumbai. But in south of India, people generally do not speak Hindi. So English is the one language that binds all of us actually. You know, though I would not say every Indian knows to speak English. No, it's not right. But yeah, English is a language that actually binds all of us, the north and south of India.
While you are here, can you share with us some greetings that we can probably say in Hindi?
Sorry, say again. I think the sound of crackers is.
Yes.
Could you
Can
say
you
again?
share some greetings with us that we can say in Hindi, some Diwali greetings?
Yeah. So Shubh Deepavali is right. You already wished me on email, Shubh Deepavali. That is nothing but happy Deepavali. Shubh is also the right word for Shubh. The right meaning of Shubh is auspicious, actually. But we don't say auspicious Deepavali, right? So Shubh means auspicious. Then we say Namaste. Diwali ki Shubh Kamnaye we say in Hindi. Shubh Kamnaye again means wishes, good wishes on Deepavali. So these are a couple of, and of course, different languages. You know, there are, as I said, there are officially there are about 20, 30 plus languages officially, but there are unofficially there are hundreds of languages in India. So each language you'll have a different phrase to wish people on Deepavali. And again, you will find Diwali, Deepavali. Sorry.
Can you repeat those greetings, please? Shubh Deepavali.
Yeah. One is Shubh Deepavali, then Deepavali ki Shubh Kamnaye. I will share with you maybe later. Deepavali ki Shubh Kamnaye is good wishes to you on Deepavali. You want me to type? I can do that.
Yes, thank you. While we are here, Arvind, let me say welcome to our Chief Commissioner, Ms. Jacqueline Dolly. She just joined us. Ms. Dolly, we are hosting Mr. Arvind Kamath. He's our facilitator from India.
Good morning to you and happy Diwali and all the best to everyone as they celebrate.
Yeah.
Sorry I got in so late, but I got a bit of trouble getting in.
Okay, no problem.
But I am here.
Yeah.
Thank
sorry,
you.
I didn't catch your name. I'm sorry about it.
I am Jacqueline Dolly.
Yeah.
Jacqueline.
Yeah,
Dolly.
okay. I can see you. I can see you now. Yeah. I was not able to see you yet. Yeah. So yeah, good morning to you, Ms. Dolly, and happy Deepavali or Shubh Deepavali to you. I'm sure Joy will be sharing the video recording of this event, of this session.
I would appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah. So you have any question for me, Ms. Dolly?
Oh, not at this time.
Any further questions from anyone? We have
Mr. Arvind, we've kept you up. You told us it was about 7:30 in the night in India right now.
Yeah.
Once we're off, are you going to be joining the latter half of the celebrations, or are you going to get in a good rest, perhaps?
Yeah, no, no. Dinner time is still at about 8, so I've got 10 more minutes. So we have some lavish dinner here, and of course sweets like rasagolla. I don't know whether you have it in Trinidad, something similar to gulab jamun. But as I told you, I'm trying to avoid sweets as well for the last few months. But this is the day when you can enjoy sweets. This is one day when you can excuse yourself from all these, sins. The sweet. And as I mentioned, there's nothing like being very pious on this day. People gamble whole night. People gamble tonight. And also the stock exchange opens only in the evening today for an hour between 6:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Just to trade. And normally the trading happens more vigorously on this day. The stock market, I mean, the local stock market that is kept open. Normally it's in the morning, but today it's kept in the evening just for the because the Lakshmi Puja happens in the evening, and today is the main day of Deepavali or Diwali.
So I have a question, please. So is it that business places and schools would be closed today or for the rest of the week?
Yeah, again, see, it depends on the states in India. If you go to north of India, they have the entire week as holiday. Starting from maybe 2 or 3 days before and 2 or 3 days after Deepavali. There's some states like Karnataka where I belong to. The Deepavali we hardly have the children hardly have 2 or 3 days of holiday here in Karnataka. As you move towards north, it is perhaps celebrated much more in a grander way than in the south. So they have more holidays, a vacation here. But in south, in our state, we have more holidays for Dasara, which is the Navaratri festival. 9, 10 days, 15 days of vacation they have. But for Deepavali, in our state, we don't have much. But in the northern states, they have a lot of holidays. So there's a news today that the Bangalore airport was chock-a-block for the last 3 days because Monday is a holiday, Saturday, Sunday being weekends, Monday is holiday, Wednesday is also holiday. So what people do is they take a leave on Tuesday, and that makes you how many? Saturday to Tuesday, Wednesday, sorry, 5 days. So 5 days of leave, people are just traveling because, last 2 years, there's been no travel involved because of COVID, because of the pandemic. So people are just doing some kind of what you call the revenge traveling that is happening. So the Bangalore airport, one of the biggest airports in India, was chock-a-block. People had to wait 2 or 3 hours in the queue just to enter the airport premises. You can imagine the check-in, the counters and all, how crowded. So I normally avoid traveling during these festivals because I know there'll be a lot of rush, a lot of crowd, will not get the right hotels and all these things. So I normally prefer to go during the off-season. But if you go to any airport, any railway station, any bus station in India, it'll all be chock-a-block. You won't... so it's, and India has a huge population, 1.4 billion. You can imagine the number of people traveling from one place to the other.
Wow, amazing. Thank you so much, Arvind. You've taught us and shared with us so much about your wonderful country and also added to our knowledge of the wonderful festival of Deepavali. Thank you very much.
It was also an honor for me as well to address the Girl Scouts, and somehow I've come closer to you, though you are geographically apart by almost 15,000 kilometers, but still culturally, I think we are very close to each other, Trinidad and Tobago. And it's not just cricket is what I feel, because we hear about your country thanks to cricket, but yeah, you have lost in the league phase. You're out of the World Cup, right? I'm not sure how many of you follow cricket, but it was very sad because West Indies is my favorite team, and I've always tried to visit any match or anything that involves West Indies. In the past, not now. Viv Richards and all your Clive Lloyd. These are all my heroes. Marshall. So whenever we say West Indies, we remember cricket. But now I can say with a lot of pride that it's not just cricket. It's also the culture that you are celebrating, the Indian culture or the Hindu culture that you are celebrating in this country. So it's more than cricket. It's also about following the roots or also following our culture as well. So that's really a some sort of a discovery for me, and I'm so glad that I responded to your query on Vidu, Joy, and express myself that I should be part of this webinar. So it's equally an honor for me to be part of this event, I would say, part of the webinar.
Thank you so much, Arvind.
Yeah,
and
thanks.
On behalf of the Girl Guides Association of Trinidad and Tobago, we want to expressly thank you very, very much for giving of your time and energy on this wonderful occasion of Diwali to share with us your knowledge about this wonderful festival and adding to what we already know. Thank you very much. And before everyone goes, can you please put on your cameras? We'd like to take a group photo so that Mr. Kamath and the Girl Guides Association can have wonderful memories of Diwali 2022. So everyone keep your camera on. Angela, when you're ready.
Smiles, just keep smiling for me, everyone. Just get them again, just in case. Big smile. Okay, wonderful. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah. Thanks a lot. I'll share the PDF and the YouTube video link with you, Joy, and also the wishes in Deepavali in different languages, especially in Hindi and Sanskrit.
If anyone wants to unmute and say a thank you, you can do so now.
Yes.
I want to thank you. It must be a busy day for you. So thank you for sharing this moment with us and let us know more about the culture, because in our cosmopolitan nation, it's important that we know about each other's culture. Thank you so very much. Enjoy the dinner and enjoy the sweets.
Yeah. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
And thanks very much. I know I'm going to my curry and roti now. So in most homes, it will be the same. So have a great day, everybody.
Thanks. Thank you.
I'd like to say thank you very much for your knowledge as well. And I will take you up on that offer when I come to India, so you can show me around.